Have you ever wondered about the birth of Apollo, the god of music, truth, and prophecy? Let's delve into the tale that opens a panorama of intrigue, power, and divine intervention. The story unfolds on the island of Delos, where Apollo was born under exceptional circumstances. The supreme god Zeus, known for his roving eye, had an affair with the beautiful Titaness Leto. This illicit relationship sparked the ire of Hera, Zeus's wife, who, in her jealousy, forbade any place on earth to offer refuge to the pregnant Leto. But every rule has an exception. The barren island of Delos, craving recognition, defied Hera's decree and provided sanctuary to Leto. Amidst the azure waves of the Aegean, Leto gave birth to not one but two gods, Apollo and his twin sister Artemis. Thus, in the heart of the Aegean Sea, Apollo and his twin sister Artemis were born. Apollo's strength and skill were evident from an early age. His divine lineage gifted him with exceptional prowess, particularly in archery. But it was not until his encounter with the menacing serpent Python that Apollo truly showcased his might. The Python was a terror, casting a shadow of fear over the peaceful region of Delphi. Apollo, armed with his bow and arrows, decided to confront this threat. This was more than a battle. It was a test of his mettle, a trial of his divine strength. And Apollo did not falter. With unerring accuracy, he let loose his arrows, striking the beast with lethal precision. The serpent Python was vanquished, and Delphi breathed a sigh of relief. In recognition of his bravery, Apollo was hailed as the patron of Delphi. His victory over Python was not just a triumph, it was a proclamation of his power. This victory marked the beginning of Apollo's journey as a powerful deity. Apollo's generosity, as well as his wrath, is evident in the story of King Midas. This tale begins when Midas, the king of Phrygia, stumbles upon the lost satyr Marsyas. Recognizing Marsyas as Apollo's challenger in a recent music contest, Midas returns the satyr to the god. Touched by this act, Apollo offers Midas a single wish, a reward for his kindness. With a glint in his eye, Midas makes his wish, to turn everything he touches into gold. Apollo, though taken aback, grants this wish. Initially, Midas revels in his newfound power, transforming ordinary objects into precious gold with a mere touch. But the king's joy soon turns to despair. Food, drink, even his beloved daughter all become gold at his touch. This cruel twist of fate teaches Midas a bitter lesson about the perils of unchecked desire. In his desire for wealth, Midas learned the hard way that not all that glitters is gold. Even gods are not immune to the whims of Cupid's arrows. This age-old adage held true for the mighty Apollo, who was struck by an arrow that sparked an intense, unrequited love for Daphne, a beautiful nature nymph. Cupid, the mischievous god of desire, wielded two types of arrows, one to ignite love and another to repel it. In a twist of fate, Apollo was struck by a love arrow, while Daphne was hit by an arrow that sparked repulsion. Apollo, consumed by a burning passion for Daphne, pursued her relentlessly. But Daphne, under the influence of Cupid's repulsion arrow, felt nothing but dread at Apollo's advances. Her heart pounded not with love but with fear. Desperate to escape Apollo's pursuit, she reached out to the gods for help. And the gods, in their infinite wisdom, granted her plea. Daphne was transformed into a laurel tree, her beauty preserved in the perpetual green of the leaves. Apollo arrived at the scene only to find his beloved Daphne transformed, forever out of his reach. Overcome with sorrow, Apollo made the laurel his sacred tree. Even today, the laurel is a symbol of honor and accomplishment, a legacy of Apollo's unrequited love. The tale of Apollo and Daphne is a poignant reminder that love cannot be forced. Apollo's generosity was not always rewarded with gratitude. In the heart of the ancient world, a tale of ambition and defiance was spun. Delos, the master craftsman, and his son Icarus were held captive in the labyrinth of Crete. Apollo, in his infinite benevolence, provided them with a means of escape, wings crafted delicately from feathers and wax. Yet it was not simply a gift of freedom, it was a test of obedience and humility. Daedalus, wise and experienced, understood this, cautioning Icarus against flying too close to the sun. But Icarus, young and brimming with the audacity of youth, did not heed his father's warning. His heart was aflame with the thrill of flight, and his eyes dazzled by the allure of the sun. And so, he ascended, reaching out to the fiery orb in the sky. But the sun, in its relentless glory, did not tolerate this audacity. The wax that held his wings together melted away, sending Icarus plummeting into the sea. The sea, once a symbol of freedom and escape, now became his watery grave, and Daedalus, the loving father, could do nothing but watch as his son's ambition led him to his tragic end. Icarus's fate is a grim reminder that hubris can lead to one's downfall. Apollo's story is a tapestry of power, love, generosity, and wrath. Born of Zeus and Leto on the island of Delos, Apollo's birth set the stage for a life of divine exploits. His victory over the serpent Python showcased his strength and skill, marking him as the patron of Delphi. Apollo's judgment of Midas, who wished for a golden touch, mirrored the god's own balance of bounty and consequence. Meanwhile, his unrequited love for Daphne, who transformed into a laurel tree to evade him, added a poignant layer to his narrative. And it was Apollo who gifted Icarus and Daedalus the wings that would lead to the tragic fall of Icarus, a tale of ambition overreaching its bounds. Each chapter of Apollo's story, whether it speaks of triumph or tragedy, weaves into the grand tapestry of his legacy. Apollo's legacy continues to inspire, reminding us of the complex and fascinating world of Greek mythology.